Okay. So tomorrow is going to be the night that we're going to do more of a distributor training, like a full-on training, letting you guys know like all the good stuff that you need to know to work your business. But we usually try to do power hours. We try to do them once a day. I think we've been trying to do Tuesday and Thursday nights at 9:30, and then Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 7:30 in the morning, but that one doesn't always happen, you know. So we always will go into dream catchers and we will share when we are doing a power hour. So if you guys are up, I highly suggest you guys hop on so that way we can all get some work done together. This is more just for like accountability, because it's like focused work time, you know, where we're like just focusing on doing certain things and we're not distracted by crazy life, you know. And it's also for health. So like if you guys have questions during any of this, please feel free to go ahead and unmute yourself and ask a question, or you can also type in the chat. So if you click on the screen, there should be some sort of button that says chat, and there's a chat, like a messenger thing in there where you can ask questions and stuff. So I'll try to look at that as we do this in case anybody has questions. And feel free to, you can, you know, show your video, you can hide your video. It's totally up to you. We love to see faces, especially our new people that we haven't seen. But we are all going to be basically just working on our phones through power hours. It's not really a training, more of a power hour, but this one's going to kind of be a little bit of a mix since there's so many new people. Obviously, we need to tell you how to do the things. We can't just, you know, do them on our own. Once you get used to it though, we might have some power hours depending on who's on. If there's not any like new people on, we might have some power hours where we just open up Zoom, get on together, but we do our own things. We do what we need to catch up on for the day, depending on our list. And we'll talk more about like the things that we do daily, more in depth tomorrow night on our training. So I'm really excited for that. And okay, so let me tell you guys super quick the 6 things we do daily, and then the couple of things that we're going to be just focusing on tonight, which are going to be really, 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 really simple, because the other stuff will go into more detail tomorrow night. And tomorrow night's going to be a training. It's not going to be power hour. So the 6 things that we do daily, if you don't have a notebook or paper or iPad or something to write on, I would highly suggest writing on something, or you can even, you know, pull up the notes on your phone and type in there. The 6 different things that we do daily. Obviously, tomorrow you can go more into this, but we're going to be giving you guys some tips today on some of the things, so it'll be good for you to have some sort of notes to look back at to do the things on your own. Okay, so the 6 things that we do daily, we call it like our daily 6 list. They're really simple. They can take literally 10 minutes each, so you guys can be successful in this business with just an hour a day, as long as you're consistent. And we'll talk about that tomorrow too. Like, consistency is key in everything to be successful, honestly. So 6 different things. Number 1 is going to be personal development. I'll go through the list first and then we'll talk a little bit about it. So personal development or self-development. Number 2 is growing your network. Here, I'll actually type this in here too. Personal development to grow network. 3 is going to be interacting. 4 is going to be posting/stories. 5 is messaging /HAP, which stands for host to post. Oh, I didn't spell messaging right. Don't mind that. We'll talk more about host to post a lot tomorrow. And that's the main way we get most of our customers. And then 6 is going to be follow-up. So tonight we're going to just give you guys examples, and we're going to do the things together on our own phones. The first 3. So the personal development, the grow network, and the interacting. The last 3, posting and stories, messaging, and follow-up, those are mainly what's going to get you, those are the income producing activities, we like to call it. They're more income producing because you're talking to people, and that's what gets you customers and distributors, is actually talking to people, asking people, posting, things like that. But the first 3 are very very important to also be successful. So the very first one is personal development. Okay, what you guys are doing right now, that is personal development. You are personally developing yourself by plugging into this power hour and learning. Okay, there's a lot of different ways that we can do personal development. We can get on power hours, work together, you know, learn a little bit, ask questions, things like that. We can get on trainings. So we'll talk tomorrow a lot more about where you can find different trainings and things like that. But we also have like team calls. We'll talk tomorrow about that. We have those on Sundays. Any sort of corporate calls. If you are on my team, I think all of you are, so you should be added to my team announcements like chat, and in there I will share like reminders of calls that are about to start, or calls that other top leaders are opening up to everybody that we can hop on about certain, they usually have some sort of title that tells you like what it's going to be about, so you can hop on and learn from them. So hopping on those, there's also YouTube, you guys. YouTube is a huge freaking resource for personal development. There's so many top leaders that have a lot of awesome training videos on there. Anything that they've done with their team, they record it and they post it to their YouTube, basically. So that is going to be unlimited resources. That's mainly how I taught myself to do this business. You don't have to have, you know, even an upline or like a leader to even work this business. There's a lot of top leaders that got started, but then their leader quit like 2 days later, and then they just learned from YouTube. So there's definitely unlimited resources. Books is good for personal development. Audiobooks. If any of my older girls on here can think of anything else, just put it in the comments. But basically, personal development is going to be important because it's going to keep you, one, it's going to keep you motivated. When you are working with other people, like it's when we're doing power hours, when we're doing trainings with like our team, it's so much more powerful when you get on those because you're surrounded by other people doing this. When you're not getting on these things and you're just at home doing your own thing, I don't know, you just kind of, I don't know how to explain it, but you know, you could get lost or not motivated, but when you see other people doing it and having the goals and doing the things, it motivates you, right? And then also a lot of the calls that we are on, you're going to hear stories from other people. Like Brittany was just telling me, she listened to that corporate training this morning at 11 o'clock a.m. They're going to be doing a series at 11 o'clock a.m. until the 10th every day. About enrolling team members onto your team, which can be a really scary thing when you first start because you're brand new and you're like, how do I enroll, you know, a new distributor and tell them to join when I just joined myself, and how do I help them, you know? So that's a really great series. And she was saying how she loved hearing the people's different stories, and that is so powerful because you hear other people that have had ups and downs in their business. You hear other people that are just like you, that came from a background that's very similar, and you're like, wow, like she could do that, I could do this too. So it's really powerful to hear stories, and so it's great for motivation, hearing stories and believing in yourself. There's 3 different things that you need to believe in to be successful in the business. You need to believe in products, believe in the business, in network marketing in general, and believe in yourself. So doing personal development is actually going to help with all 3 of those things, and we'll talk a little bit more about that tomorrow. And personal development is going to help with tips. So we are always learning. We are always learning new things. You betcha I am on all these calls because I am always learning. Things are always changing. Back then we did a bunch of parties. Now it's mainly social media. So like things are always changing and evolving, and different people do different things, and we're always learning. So the more things that you can plug into, the faster you're going to learn. And then you just have to make sure that you put those things into action. Take notes because you're going to forget things. So make sure you take notes that you can look back and then put them into action. And then from there, when you need help, you just go back to your enroller, whoever signed you up, and you ask them for help So that's a little bit about personal development. So while we are doing number 2 and number 3, growing our network and interacting is something that we're going to do together on this Power Hour. I'll throw up a personal development video from YouTube. It's not going to be from a top leader telling tips, because we're going to be working on those other things. So I don't want you guys like writing down notes, taking tips of other things about the business. We're going to be just listening to some motivational videos. So there's a lot of motivational speakers out there, like Eric Thomas, just like a whole bunch of motivational speakers where you can just listen to their motivation. Like they've been in network marketing, they're entrepreneurs. You know, it's just different than having a job. You know, you're your own boss and you don't have a boss telling you what to do, and you know, it just helps you with motivation. So we're going to listen to some of those videos as we do our own thing. So number 2 is growing your network. This is crucial, especially when you're brand new. Take a look right now real quick. You can, when you're on Zoom, if you're on your phone, you can do other things on your phone and Zoom will still be up. Take a look right now, go to your Facebook profile on Facebook and drop in the chat how many friends you currently have on your Facebook. You should be able to scroll right down just a few scrolls and see the number of friends. So just comment that below. While you guys are doing that, I'll tell you guys why growing your network is so important. So I started with probably like 200 friends on my Facebook. But it is so important to always be growing your network, because otherwise you're going to get stuck talking to the same people that don't have money to order, the same people who don't have money to join. And you want to grow your network so that way, like when you're posting and you're working the business and stuff, there's always new people that are seeing your posts, and there's always new people that we can reach out to post for us, which will help us grow our network too. It's kind of like if you went fishing in a little pond with like 10 fish and you went fishing, what's your chances to get a fish versus if you're fishing in a little pond with 100 fish? You know, you're way more likely to catch a fish when there's a lot more in there. So when you have a bigger network, when you have more friends on your Facebook, when you have more followers on your Instagram, there's going to be more people seeing your stuff. So I think they say like on average, 7% of you only see 7% of your friends on your newsfeed. Like only 7% of them show up on average. So if you have 200 friends and that's 7%, you know, that's very little compared to if you had 2,000 friends and 7%, that's a lot more people, right? So hopefully this is making sense, guys. And like I said, you don't want to keep talking to the same people over and over again. You want to talk to new people. And so 1,275, Kim, yay! I know you started with 500. See, there's a great example. She is killing it, you guys. She is killing it. Amanda, 437, Brittany, 322, Carrie, she's been in a while, she now has 1,115, started with a little over 800, Jolene, 632. Okay, so our goal, really, if you are under 1,000 friends, your goal is to get to 1,000 as soon as possible. And I'm going to give you guys tips right now. We're going to be doing this on this Power Hour together. We're going to be adding to our network. So I also want to know who has an Instagram account. Okay, so comment below yes if you have an Instagram account. Comment below no if you don't. Oh, wait a second for people to comment. Just open one. Yay, Amanda. Oh, Heavenly's messaging in the team chat. Heavenly, if you click on your screen, you should see some sort of button. It's hard for me because I'm on my laptop, so it's a little bit different. Maybe participants and then chat. There should be some way that you can click chat, and then you can message in this group chat instead of on the messenger chat.
She needs to push the more button, and then the chat thingy will show up.
Thank you so much, Kimberly. It's so different.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Okay, she got it. Yay! I see her commenting. Yay. Okay, cool. All right, so I haven't seen anybody say no that they don't have an Instagram. Okay, so we're going to be talking about how to, oh, there's a new person on, view one. Who is that? It's unmuted. Say your name. I hate when the name doesn't show up and then it's like, ooh, who's on? Who's on? Okay, well, I will, if you're on and you can find the chat button, click more and then chat, put who you are in there. Oh, I don't have an Instagram. Who is it though? Who is view one? I'm really curious.
It's me,
Who's me?
Melissa.
Okay. Welcome, Melissa. Yay. Okay.
Thank you.
I was just curious, trying to see who else hopping on. Okay, so you do not have an Instagram. So now we have one person that doesn't have an Instagram. Okay. So there's a couple different platforms where you guys can build your business. You can build it on Facebook, obviously. That's what we are obviously all on. You can build it on Instagram. I think some people build it on Snapchat. Some people build it on, what is it, Twitter. And TikTok is a new thing. I don't really know anybody that builds it on Snapchat or Twitter. I think there might be some people out there, but there's not really any trainings on it. But TikTok is a new platform that people are building on too, which is something that I created an account to watch other people, but I haven't really started doing it because it's like videos and stuff. But that is something that you can definitely learn, especially if you're on TikTok. But we are going to focus on Facebook and Instagram. So obviously it's better to have two different social media platforms because you're expanding your network even more. More people are going to be seeing your stuff. I still have not gotten super huge into Instagram. I'm still kind of learning it. It wasn't really in my era. It was like after my era. So I'm still kind of learning it and trying to do it. But it is something that, it's a gold mine if you learn how to do it. And there's tons of trainings out there on how to learn how to do Instagram. But as far as just today, though, I'm going to be helping you guys with growing your network on both Facebook and Instagram. Our team is mainly like a Facebook team, so we'll definitely be talking a lot about Facebook, but we are trying to get into Instagram a little bit more too. But like I said, if you are on Instagram, just look on YouTube, look up It Works Instagram training, and you'll see a bazillion of them. And anything really you can look up on YouTube. You just got an Instagram when you started. Yay, Kim. Okay, so let's go ahead and get some work done, y'all. Okay, so different ways to grow your network. So we're going to start with Facebook first because that's what I'm used to doing. And that's what most of us do. So there is a lot of different ways you can find people on Facebook to add to your network. And I know it's kind of scary adding people that you don't know and you're like, oh, no, nobody's going to add me back. Like, they don't know me. Trust me, you guys. So many people add you back that you don't know. And I've done this for 6 years and I've never had one bad thing happen from adding people that I didn't know. I'm always adding females. Obviously, like if you're a female, then I would just stick with adding females because we don't want any creepers on our page, right? And females are just more likely to, join the business and become customers anyways. We do have men team members. We do have male customers for sure. But females are just more likely. So there are a couple different ways you can add your network. So if you have pen and paper, feel free to write this down. So when I first started, Facebook only allows you to have 5,000 friends. Then you max out, and then you have to try to figure out how to delete people. So when I first started, I only had 200 friends. Now, like, I'm usually maxed out at 5,000. I'm trying to delete some people so that I can add new people. I don't want the same people on my Facebook. So, I mean, I guess your first goal is to get to 1,000. Your next goal is to get to 5,000 as fast as you can, okay? So what I did when I first started and how this helped me grow my network quickly was, one thing that you want to try to avoid, how there's like a section that says people you may know or suggested, like people you may know, that usually pops up and it has like people pop up with some mutual friends and stuff. I have learned to try to avoid adding people from that just because a lot of the times especially once you get started with It Works and, you start, adding some of your, sideline team members from it and stuff. A lot of those people are going to be It Works distributors, and you don't want them on your page when you are trying to, when you're posting and stuff like that. You want to add people who are going to be potentials, unless they're like your upline or they're like top leaders that you're trying to follow and get ideas and stuff from. That's fine. But it's either that they're either usually an It Works distributor, or they are mutual friends with an It Works distributor, and then you're adding them, and then you guys are messaging the same people, and it just gets kind of crazy that way. So I would stick to, people you may know. So I would try to avoid people you may know. Okay. So what I started doing was I would go to one of my friends' page, usually a girl. I mean, why not? That's not an It Works distributor, obviously. And then, so I go to her Facebook profile, and then I would scroll down to see her friends. Now, once you click their friends, there's going to be like some tabs at the top. And then you're going to click suggested. I think it's on the left side, suggested. And that's going to kind of bring up the people that you guys have mutual friends together with at the top. So what I did to grow my network really quickly in the beginning was I would go through and I would add any females that had between 3 and 10 mutual friends. I feel like they're a lot more likely to add you when you have mutual friends. You don't want too many mutual friends, so I usually do 3 to 10 if they have 3 to 10 mutual friends with me. I just feel like they're more likely to add you. So that is what I do. Or that's what I did when I first started. Obviously now I have to try to delete people. But so I would try to make that a goal to do that every single day. Just go down the list and add 3 to 10 mutual friends. If you want to add like 3 of those people and then go and add, go to one of their friends and then go and add people from there, you can do that too. You guys, there's so many different ways to add people through Facebook. But that is what I did. And I figured out a time in the day where I could do it. So normally, like when I plug my phone in to go to bed, I used to kind of just like scroll on my phone, check my emails, scroll on Facebook, check my notifications and stuff like that. But instead, I started making it a habit to spend that time right before I go to bed with my phone plugged in, laying in my bed, to add people. This is going to be super important for you guys to do this consistently. Once you start doing it every day, it's going to become a habit. And if you are doing it consistently every day, your Facebook list is just going to grow that much faster, like way faster if you're doing it consistently. Okay, so that's one way. Another way you can do it is you can kind of like scroll on your Facebook, and if you see a friend that has a post, they're not an It Works distributor, and they have some likes or comments, you can click their likes or comments and you can add people that way. Same, I would add females. And I like that way too, because those are people that are actually active. The other way, you might be adding people who aren't really active on Facebook, but this way, like if they're liking and commenting on other people's posts and they are active. Okay. Now the only thing is, you don't want to get lost in the Facebook scroll, because now that we are business owners and we all are used to scrolling on Facebook, we want to use our time on Facebook to make money instead of just mindlessly scrolling on Facebook. So we're going to be talking about that with interacting as well. Another way is Facebook groups. So if you guys are in any Facebook groups that have something that you're interested in, like I just took a CPL class, I'm in a couple Facebook groups, women who own guns. So that's a little interest of mine. It could be like a wine group, it could be a dog group, cat group, whatever. If you are in some sort of group like that, or if you want to start getting into some groups like that, you can add people from there. So that way the people that you're adding, you have some sort of like common interest together. Just make sure that you don't like go into the group and you just start mass adding people. What I would suggest is to like post a fun question in there. People love to give their opinions. Post a fun question in there, and then people are going to comment, interact with them, and then start adding them that way. That way they kind of see your name before you add them, so they're more likely to accept you. So hopefully that makes sense. If you guys have any questions, please comment them in the chat as we go. And then the last one I can think of as far as Facebook is, you know how like you look up something from, you just like Google something that you want to buy or whatever, or you look it up on Amazon or Target or wherever, and then you start seeing it in your Facebook when you're scrolling, right? The little ads. So that is another thing where you can add people because obviously you were interested in that thing. And if you see an ad pop up for like that thing or that boutique or whatever it is, there's going to usually be a lot of likes and comments on that. And you can add people through that way too, because you guys have a common interest. Okay. So what we're going to do now, sorry, I've been talking so much. What we're going to do now is we are going to take the next 10 minutes to add people to our Facebook. Okay. You can use any of those ways that you want. Again, I would try to avoid people you may know. Just try the other ways. Okay. So if you guys have any questions while we are doing this, just feel free to unmute yourself or just comment in the chat, okay? I'm gonna put on a video for us to listen to for motivation, but make sure you're taking the time to do this, you guys, because action, or when you practice things, that's when you really start to learn the things to do, okay? So not just hearing it, but actually doing it will help you. Hey, Galaxy 10, welcome. Who are you?
Hello.
Say your name.
Dawn.
Dawn, yay, hi Dawn. Okay, sorry, I'm still trying to get used to people's faces and everything. And it just says Galaxy 10 on there, S10.
Weird.
So did you just now hop on?
Yes.
Okay, all right. So we are adding people to our Facebook. I kind of just went in a little bit into depth into it. So I am recording this, so you can always go back and watch, but we're basically just growing our network right now, which is really important for our business. So if you want to hop onto your Facebook and go to like a friend's page and then go look at their friends and then click suggested and start adding some new friends to your Facebook, that's kind of what we're doing. I suggest adding only females. We don't want any creepers on our Facebook. And then people who have, I always try to do between 3 and 10 mutual friends. So that way there's some mutual friends there, so they're more likely to add you back. So if you want to go ahead and do that, you can. I already talked about like the importance of growing your network and stuff like that. So that's something you can catch in the replay, or I'm sure we're going to be covering it tomorrow again in the distributor training. But for right now, we're all just kind of doing that for the next 10 minutes, just adding people on Facebook.
Okay.
Always PM me if you have questions.
Ah.
All right, I'm gonna find a motivational video for us to listen to.
Where you guys are, everybody gonna be trying to give 100. So you gotta go 120, right? When I tell you motivation is life, when I tell you that I need you to, next 100 days, I need you to stay plugged in, right? Because the days you're not plugged in are the days you don't get 120. They say an alligator is so ferocious it'll kill a lion. But I can kill an alligator with my bare hands. Little E.T. How? They say when you want to kill an alligator, kill it right after it eats. Because right after it eats, you get satisfied. It goes to a state like it's almost paralyzed. this room, when you realize a little success, done when nobody else in your family has done, and now you chilling. You hungry? I need you to stay focused. Why? You should still be hungry. What have you eaten that got you satisfied? What have you done? What have you accomplished that got you so full? I'm a contender, but the next 100 gonna change my life. It's gonna change this world. We're ordinary people doing extraordinary things. If that's you, and you're feeling me, just say I can. Come on, I can. I can. Come on, one time. Yep, I will. Yep, I must. All right, come on. We'll put some context into it. We'll put some context. They sent my mother-in-law home 8 years ago. Cancer metastasized throughout her whole body. They're like, it ain't nothing we can do for you. Go home, spend time with your family. And people was like, yep, that's it for her. She said, it's not it for me. They said, what do you mean it's not over for you? The doctor said she don't care nothing about a doctor. I got to see my grandson graduate from high school. He's a junior now at Michigan State University. She said, I got to see my granddaughter graduate. My only 2 grandkids. I got to see my granddaughter graduate from high school, and she graduates in June. She said, after that, I might die. But up until then, I ain't going nowhere. You hear what I'm telling you? And what we said to each other is, I can't get through this. I will get through this. I must get through this. So I just need you to think about 3 people in your family that you love. 3 people that you love. 3 people. You got them? They there? You got them? This is what I need you to do for me. Because some of you have a hard time staying motivated for a straight 100 days. So what I need you to do for me is I need you to think about those people every day when you know what to do. You have some days when you just want to hit the snooze button, raise your hand for me. You want to hit the snooze button. Right? So watch this. This is what has to happen. That person that you think about has to be louder than the snooze button. So when you think about Granny, you got to think about, do I hit the snooze button or do I get up and make it happen for Granny? Are you hearing what I'm saying? Who you doing this for? The days you don't feel like getting up, just think about them. Somebody tell me in this room, when you think about your siblings, when you think about mom and dad and grandma, when you think about your uncle and aunt, when you think about those coaches, those people who've been there for you, just raise your hand if you said, E.T., sleep is better than that. Raise your hand and tell me, anybody in the room, sleep is better than them, E. Raise your hand. Somebody tell me, E.T., you don't get it. You don't know how hard it is, E. I probably don't. I just live in the Vanderbilt. They have transcripts. I probably don't. Maybe I ain't never been through what you've been through, but I've been through my go-through. And you don't get here by quitting when you're tired. You get here by quitting when you're finished, when you're done. You don't stop when you're tired. You stop when you're done. You stop when you're completed, when you execute. Execution is worship. And so I execute for my mom. I execute for my grandma. I execute for my sister. I execute for those kids in the hood who are looking for a role model. That's why I wear the hat. For the PhD, that's why I wear the J's. So when the kids in the hood look at me, they say, if E.T. can do it, I can do it. That's why I can't quit and give up, even though I get tired just like everybody else. Why? Because this is what I do. This is my lane. This is your lane. You gotta murder it. So I ask you, you got energy, don't play with me. When I say again, you got that energy for the next 100 days. I need to feel your soul in this room. All right, I can. Come on, I can. Come on, I can. I will. I must. Come on, I can. I will. I must. Come on, get something in. You know something? The bigger your dream is, I want you to understand the heart of it behind. Mark is for leprechaun, and you ain't green. Luck is for leprechauns, and you're not green. I'm gonna say it again. Luck is for leprechauns, and you're not green. I'm not bringing you a fairy tale. What I am telling you is that if you're willing to go beast mode, you can have whatever you want. I'm a living example. You can start from nothing. Start from nothing. Mom was a teenage mom. Start with nothing. Grandma had 14 kids. Start with nothing. 2-bedroom house, 1 bathroom. Mom got kicked out because she had to start with nothing. Start with nothing. High school dropout. Start with nothing. Homeless. 12 years to get a 4-year degree from the university. Start with nothing. If you are willing to ride, need effort, and you've heard me say it. Your mama might come from privilege. Your daddy might come from privilege. Your daddy might own a company. You might come from privilege. You might have a father that can give you everything your little heart desires, but you will not outwork me. I'm saying that some of you in this room, you might not be a lion yet. Some of you in this room, you might be an ant. You might have small beginnings. You might not have a lot of money. You might not have a lot of resources. But there's no excuse. You said, E.T., I'm not that lion. You might be the ant. And the ant has very little, but he's determined. He's strong. He has a dream and a goal, and he'll do whatever it takes. And I need you to understand that the bigger your dream is, the earlier you have to get up. The longer you're going to have to stay up. The bigger your dream is, the more effort you're going to have to put in. For those of you who raise your hand and put up 70%, you'll never see it. You'll never see it. For those of you who are 70% beast mode, 30% gazelle. I want you to think about those goals. I want you to taste them. I want you to internalize it. I'm not asking you to tell me what your goals are because I'm interested in hearing everybody. I couldn't possibly know anything with it. Listen what I'm telling you. I'm telling you to dream your dream because I want you to feel it. I want you to taste it. I want you to know how close. I want you, just like when the weather is changing, you can feel it. I want you to be able to feel when you're getting closer to it and closer to it. But more importantly, I want you to know when you dream your dream that there are other people who are dreaming the exact same dream. When you say to yourself, when the ball comes down, this is what I want to accomplish. You're not the only person that wants to accomplish it. And now I ask you this question. What do you do when 1,000 other people want exactly what you want? What do you do when you're not the only one that wants to make $1 million in your company? You're not the only one that wants to be the president. You're not the only one that wants to be the CEO. What if you're not the only one that wants what you want? What if there are thousands of other people who want what you want? You have to outwork them. You got to outclimb them. You got to get up earlier. You got to stay up later. You got to execute, and you got to go from 7 to 120. No excuses, guys. I wish you could pay me $1,000 today. I could tell you 70% is enough. I wish you could pay me $1,500. I wish you could pay me $1,500. And I could say to you, 80% is for me. I guarantee you $1,500. I guarantee that I magic wand you, and 80% will be equivalent to 100%. But it's not gonna happen.
All right, sorry to like totally interrupt that off the video, but it is, we've done that for 10 minutes. So what are you guys thinking of the videos? Aren't they so good? Oh my gosh, motivation. So if you didn't see in the chat, that is Eric Thomas. He's actually from Detroit. He's an entrepreneur from Detroit, and he has some awesome videos. So I would definitely go to his YouTube, subscribe to his channel. That way you get like notifications when he posts videos, or it goes up like in your inbox, just to listen to really get motivated. Okay, so now I'm going to tell you guys a couple of tips to grow on Instagram. Again, I am not an Instagram queen. I am not like a guru on Instagram or anything like that. But I mean, growing, okay, so on Instagram, you're not adding people, you're following people. And there's going to be ways that you're going to follow people, and you're also going to unfollow people as well. But as far as following people, I mean, a lot of it's kind of the same as Facebook. You can kind of just go to your newsfeed on Instagram, and then if you see somebody who's not a network distributor that has some likes and comments, you can start adding people that way. Another great way though on Instagram is through like locations, which I guess you could probably do this on Facebook too. Locations and hashtags. I know those aren't like as popular like on Facebook. But if you have like certain hashtags that you like to follow, even like boy mom, things like that. If you have like, you know, if you're a mom to boys, there's a lot of people that do hashtags. That way you can you can search a certain hashtag that is something that you might have common interest with other people in, and then you can add people that way or follow people that way. Also locations. So I think there's a way to find to search locations, yeah, places. So if you go into your Instagram and you click the search bar, then there comes top accounts tags. So that's where you can see hashtags, and then there's places. So you can click near current location. So if you want to add people who are around your area, which I would definitely suggest, because it is really nice to have customers and especially team in your area. So that way, you know, when you are growing your team and stuff, you guys can like meet up together and work together, and it's just a lot more fun. So if you click that, there'll be places that come up by you. Coffee shops are a really good one because we have weight loss coffee, right? So the people who are liking and commenting on posts or hashtagging coffee places or checking in or whatever you call it on Instagram at coffee places, those are going to be people who like coffee. So you can add people that way, or other places in your area. If you want to expand into different states, you can, you know, look up different locations around the country. We are actually in about 25 different countries, I believe. If you go to the It Works page, there's a place where you can change the country and you'll see all the different countries we're in. Brand new person, I would not start off with going to other countries and adding people, because other countries have a different selection of products. The US has like pretty much everything, but other countries, you know, they have to go through certain things to get them, you know, like approved or whatever in different countries. So they have different products and they have different prices, right? So I would not start doing that when you're first starting off. I really haven't even done that myself, and I've been in for 6 years. I probably should. I have gotten some Canadian customers. But anyway, so that's some examples to do to add people through Instagram. We're not going to do that right now, just for time's sake. We're going to talk about the third thing that we do every single day to be successful with the business, and that's going to be interacting. So we want to interact on other people's pages because there is a Facebook algorithm, and I'm sure there's an Instagram one too. I just don't know it very much. There's a Facebook algorithm where the more that you like and comment on people's stuff, the more they're going to start seeing your stuff in your newsfeed. You know how I said, like, on average, you only see 7% of your friends. Well, you can really tweak your Facebook algorithm to have more people see your stuff. If you are liking and commenting on your stuff, and if they're liking and commenting on your stuff. So likes are good. It helps your Facebook algorithm. Comments are even better if you can comment on people's stuff. And messaging is the best. So when you're messaging people, you'll realize that those people's posts are going to show up in your newsfeed more. And that's just because Facebook wants to show its users posts from people that they like, that they talk to, that they like to see and stuff like that. So that's the only reason, So that is going to be a huge thing for us, not only to boost our Facebook algorithm so people can see more of our posts, both our non-It Works posts and our It Works posts, and we'll be talking all about posting tomorrow, but also so we can create relationships, you guys. Like, we're in like a relationship business. Like, that is what we do to make money, is we talk to people. That's pretty much all we do. It's nice that we can do it like all on social media though, because I was always really shy. I'm still kind of shy, especially talking to people in person. So I like that we can do it all through Messenger. And we will help you also with talking to people as far as like the products and the business and stuff go. But interacting and creating that relationship is really important, because people buy from or join people that they feel like they know, like, and trust. Okay, so if you're talking to me about the business, but then somebody else, is on your Facebook, but you guys aren't talking much, even if it's not about the business, like, you're going to end up joining me instead of them, because we have like more of a relationship together. So it's really important to create those relationships. So some examples of things you can do. Basically, we all kind of scroll on our Facebook, right? Or our Instagram or whatever, we're all on social media. So basically now we are just using our time on social media to be intentional and make it help our business. So instead of just scrolling on Facebook, which we can totally still scroll on Facebook, you guys, it's just something we do. instead of just scrolling, when you're scrolling, try to be a little bit more intentional. If you can comment on something and just like ask a simple question or just say like good luck or something like that. Obviously, if you ask a question, it does actually help more because then that person responds and then you can respond and it kind of just boosts that algorithm with them a little bit more. But I would start getting the habit of liking and commenting on people's posts. Okay, even just liking their profile picture or commenting on their profile picture, or saying, where did you get that cute your shirt from? Your kids are so adorable. How old are they? Things like that. If you could message them those things, that is even better. But as far as just like liking and commenting, that is so helpful too. So you can either do it through just like scrolling on your Facebook and liking and commenting on people's stuff, or you can, we're going to go over a daily task list that they have in the eSuite under documents. You guys can check it out if you want. Just search, log into your eSuite. So log in, it works, click documents, and then search daily task list, and there's a daily task list. We'll go over that a little bit tomorrow. But on the daily task list is another idea of interacting. So it's basically bringing up your recent friends. So we're going to be adding to our network every day, right? We're going to be having new people on our Facebook and our Instagram, and those are people that we're going to definitely be wanting interacting with, because the other people we've kind of already interacted with a bit, but the new people we want to really like and comment on their stuff so that they're seeing our stuff more, and we want to create that relationship because we haven't had that relationship. They haven't been following us and stuff as long as other people. So there is a way where you can go to your most recent friends. So let me see if I remember. So if you open up your Facebook and you go to your Facebook profile, and then you click friends, same place that we found our friends earlier, there is a button that says recent. So you can click that, and then it's going to bring up your most recent friends that you've added. And this is like all of our new team members. This is showing up on mine first. So you can go through, don't worry about it, liking and interacting with other It Works distributors, because they're not potentials. That's not really going to help us very much, and we don't want to just start seeing their stuff on our timeline. We want to see other our potentials. So just go to a page, open it up, just scroll on their Facebook, like a couple things, comment on something if you can. If you can't find anything good, just love on their profile picture. So hopefully that helps. And then Instagram is kind of like the same way. If you go to your profile on Instagram, and then if you click following, yes, okay. So if you go to Instagram and you click following, so you're going to be following new people every day. So you want to start interacting with your most recent people that you're following, especially on Instagram, you guys, because on Instagram, you can follow them, but they might not follow you back. But if you follow them and you start liking and commenting on your stuff, they're more likely to follow you back. So if you click following, then you can click, there's a sort by default. I don't know if you guys can see, it says sort by default, and then there's like a little arrow up and an arrow down button over here. You can click that, and then you can click date followed latest, and that's going to be the latest people that you followed. So they're going to bring those people up, and then you are going to just go on to theirs. And something I just learned recently actually is you can like double click to like their stuff. You can double click on the picture. I didn't know that for the longest time. I just clicked the heart button. You can double click to quickly do it, or you can just scroll on your newsfeed and just start double clicking people's stuff. I would double click and like a couple of their stuff and comment on something if you can, and then go to the next person. Don't spend too much time on a person. Like a couple things, comment on something if you can find something to just comment on, and that's that. So let's go ahead and finish this Eric Thomas video and work on interacting either on Facebook or Instagram or both, whatever you want to do. Does anybody have any questions so far? If you have questions, unmute yourself or put it in the chat.
So I need you to understand something. You can have it if you want, but the bigger the dream, guys. The bigger the dream. The bigger the dream, the harder the grind. And can I be honest with you guys? I'm grinding harder now than I've ever grinded. Somebody said, E.T. Somebody called me the other day and said, E.T. I don't know if you've been paying attention. They were right, I haven't. E.T., we've been going online. If you go on YouTube and you put the best motivational video of all times right now, E.T., that's your video. How do you feel? E.T., I don't know if you did it, but I did it. The top motivational speakers in the world. And in some categories, E.T., you're there. You're like number 10, you're number 5, E.T. How do you feel, E.T.? I'll be honest with you. It was easier when I wasn't on the list. It was easier because I wasn't focused on it. It was easier when we didn't have one of the best audio books in the world. It was easier. But now that I see I'm getting close to Jim Ball, I'm getting close to Tony Robbins. Now that I see it, guys. Oh man, I used to feel comfortable with getting up at 3:30, but now I was running with my head down like some of you. I'm running with my head down, but I'm running. I'm putting work in Monday. I'm putting work in Tuesday. I'm putting work in on Thursday. I'm putting work in on Friday. I'm putting work in on Saturday. I'm putting work in on Sunday. And for years, we just been, thank God it's Monday. We've been writing books, movie stories, elementary, middle schools, high schools, colleges, NFL, NBA, AFL, rugby, for years. And then I put my head up and I saw Tony Robbins. You're thinking, I want you to get it out of your system. You're thinking, I'm going to work hard for 10 years, then I'll relax. If that's what you're thinking, this ain't for you.
See if I can find some notes.
I don't think that.
You have to have a why that is so strong that nobody can throw you off where you're going. Because when people see us start to change, when the people that we love see us start to change, if they're not changing too, it scares them. And maybe they're scared because they love you and they're worried about what this means for your relationship, or maybe it scares them because you becoming something new reminds them that they're still stuck. But what they want for your life cannot be more powerful than what you want for your life. You are a person with your own hopes and dreams and fears and things that you're trying to accomplish. And if the people who love you don't understand that, okay. We all get to be on our own journeys, and your journey is not theirs. If I had walked away from all of the things that threw my husband off, from all of the things that he didn't like or didn't understand or actively told me to stop doing, we would not be in this room right now. You need to hear that. If anything that you have consumed from me, from the company, from my books, from the podcast, from this conference, if you've gotten anything out of this conference or anything out of my work in the last 5 years, hear this. See, I know that a lot of you are going to go home to someone in your life who is afraid of you changing. And you have to decide that what you want for your life matters as much as what they want for your life. It matters. If I had listened, all of this goes away. The books go away. The business goes away. This conference goes away. All of this goes away. If I had listened. You have to decide your why, and it has to be strong enough to keep going. But what I hope for you, you understand how strong you are. You understand that the tools are out there. But ultimately, nobody is going to do this for you. Who's going to do it? Who's going to do it? Nobody is going to do this for you because nobody cares as much as you do. I want you to say, I got this. I got this.
Okay, so that was Rachel Hollis, you guys. I don't know if she has a YouTube. I pulled that up from something that was in Dreamcatchers. She probably has a YouTube. But I know she has podcasts. Let me turn off my messenger here. So Rachel Hollis has podcasts. So there are different podcast apps that you can download, and there are people with podcasts. I totally forgot to say that earlier with personal development. Rachel Hollis is really good. She's an entrepreneur. She's really good with mindset and things like that. Cami Pentecost, she's one of our It Works people. She has a podcast. And Pam Souter. Cami and Pam Souter are both part of the corporate team. Cami is our CEO's daughter, and you guys will learn more about them. And you guys are on and listening to the corporate calls and stuff, but they have amazing podcasts that are great to listen to. And something I forgot to mention earlier too about interacting is also stories, you guys. So stories are a huge thing now with both Instagram and Facebook. Does anybody here use stories? If you use stories or watch stories, comment yes. If you don't, comment no, just so I have an idea. Yes, Jolene watches stories. Okay, hold on. Is that you, Joey? What do you want? Well, hold on, okay? I'm almost done with a call, okay? I'm having trouble opening the door? Oh, okay. I'll be down in a second. Is that the door? Is that the door? Y'all, I don't know why he's still up. Anyways, okay, so stories are awesome too because a lot of people will see your stories. There's not really too much of an algorithm with stories like there is with Facebook. And you can see who views your stories, which is kind of cool. Whereas Facebook posts, you can't see who views them, but they're only 24 hours. We will talk more about stories tomorrow. But as far as interacting goes, if you watch stories, make sure that you're interacting with people. Definitely, you know, like they have like little, let me just open one up so I can see it. Okay, so when you're watching stories, they have like little emojis that you can do, like a love button, different things like that. See how like right here, you can like type a message or you can like, laugh, whatever. So as you're watching stories, definitely try to interact as far as like emoticons, but if you can message them something about the story. Same as posts, you know, oh my gosh, that's so cute. Where did you get it? Oh, your kids are so cute. How old are they? You know, creating those relationships. But if you just click, it says reply to whoever, and you just put a message in there, it takes you right into their messenger. And that's the best way to create relationships and for them to start seeing more of your posts, both It Works and non-It Works. So I just wanted to mention that real quick because I forgot to mention that earlier. Not only do you want to like and comment on posts, but you also want to interact and message people's stories as you're scrolling through it as much as you can. Okay, create those relationships. So that is it for tonight, you guys. Does anybody have any questions at all? I know we have Brittany and Jolene on here who are new, and then Carrie and Peggy who've been in for a while and killing it. Oh my gosh, you guys are just killing it. So if you, is that you, Jolene?
Yeah.
You have any questions?
No, I just unmuted it for, I don't know.
Awesome. Was this helpful, you guys? Please say yes.
Yeah.
Okay, I know this isn't much of like what we do to get like customers and distributors, which is mainly how we make money, but both of these things are really, really important to have more people see our stuff and like grow our network and all of that stuff. So I just wanted to go over this tonight because it was really, really simple stuff, and I didn't have to go into in-depth training about how to post and messaging people and host a post and all that, because we're going to be doing that tomorrow night. So tomorrow night's the new distributor training. It's going to be at 9:30. Most of our calls and power hours are at 9:30 just because it's easier for most people, especially when we have kids, to get on stuff like this after the kids go to bed. And if you guys do go to bed early because you have to get up early, you can always watch replays, but I suggest being able to stay up so that you can be on these things, because it is going to help you with being more successful. Sometimes you have to lose sleep to really have your own business and start making extra money and stuff like that. So all right, yay, I'm so proud of you guys for hopping on. This is recorded, so I am going to post the recording as soon as I get it uploaded to YouTube for anybody who wants to rewatch it or anybody who missed. So thank you guys for hopping on. Have a good night.